Hello, this is K1 back for more Kerbal Space Program, our favorite game in the world. I say our. Is there someone else with me? Yes, Raiderman joins me again. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. How are we on this fine Wednesday evening?
It's Wednesday?
We had oops moment.
Yeah, this will be about take 5 of this video.
The first time he forgets to fuel the module.
And then my station goes flipping out of control.
And he breaks the docking module. And this here, we're going to show you this launcher stack in the hangar here, so you get an idea of exactly how massive this absolute monster is. There's the bottom with the I don't even know what type of engines those are. Those massive monsters.
The F1s that are normally on the Saturn V, but instead of 5 of them, there's 8.
And you can see we have 4 shuttle tail fins. We've got 8 of the hold down bars. Second stage, third stage, each stage has fins. And then up here we've got the cargo truck. The cargo truck has 2 bays, and between the 2 bays is a monopropellant fuel tank. And on the sides are a pair of solar arrays. Up top you have the Apollo capsule with a universal docking collar on it.
I'm going to put some docking struts on here, so when I finally connect it, I can keep the darn thing stable.
So, a minor fine-tuned edit, and he needs to lift it up because it's all in the ground again.
Yeah. We apparently found the ceiling.
Yeah. Look, there's the upper bars. You see the launch stack in the vehicle, and all the way at the bottom, there's the engines. This thing literally immolated the landing pad on the first launch test.
But it still flew.
It did fly. Flight test 2 worked. The last video, flight test 3, we're calling the flub.
And I've got a crew this time.
And so the stakes are real. And 3.
Nope, not just yet. I want my station in the right spot.
Yeah, this is actually what makes the whole thing work, because we actually found the upper fuel limit. Speaking of, did we remember to top off those tanks?
The tank should be topped off when I saved it.
Well, we're gonna find out. So he's got his vehicle in the proper station, in the proper orientation for a rendezvous. We've got full tanks. We've got this sucker on the pad.
Set his target.
And we've locked target and the big countdown, I do believe.
Go ahead.
3, 2, 1, light begin. And there go the hold down bars. And we discovered a trick on the last launch attempt as a result of test flight 2. He's gonna throttle down when he hits a certain point in order to conserve his fuel supply for as long as possible.
Yeah, we just need to break the gravity, get some momentum going.
It's purely to get us to orbit. Now, you may not think it, but that first stage has got 2 supplies of fuel. You've got the supply in the main body, and then on the skirting, you've got an ancillary supply whose sole purpose in life is to give it that extra little kick.
It's basically just an attachment that you can put the engines on, but since it's there, might as well put fuel in it.
Yep, and it's come in handy.
Now, to get an idea of how big this thing is, this center core here, that's as wide as the Saturn V was. So
how's that for food for thought? This is, ladies and gentlemen, basically a straight-up Saturn Nova with a truncated first stage because we found the limit of the vehicle building. So, Saturn Nova, which on the first video of this series, K1 actually ended up taking my suggestion here and used the Saturn Nova with some weight trickery on the ISS proper to get the entire ruddy thing up in one go.
Yeah, this is about what the launch stack of ISS looked like. It only came down to about halfway where the bottom payload bay is, so I had plenty of room to get the ISS on it.
Of course, he had no fuel left once he got it into orbit, so we had to send up the X-wing with less fuel than he wanted to give it, but just enough to do the job.
And I also found what the thrusters that were supposed to go on the ATV were. But whatever, as long as we had something.
Yeah, it works, and there will be a refined version with the proper thrusters at some point.
Theoretically. That's the only spot the ATV goes on, so until I exhaust that one and take it back down, I won't put up another.
And more finger flicking with the main engines.
The ATV is not a permanent addition to the station, although many times it appears to be permanently there. I'm also noticing what many images of the of ISS show is not there anymore. Like, there's supposed to be a long section that comes out topside from the Russian station that leads to a like an array of 8 thin solar wings. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The feathers.
Yeah, that's spread out like a flower. That looks like. I've never found out what that is or where it went. And this thing is starting to become unstable. It does that about here.
Yeah, this particular launch stack, it likes to try its level best to twitch. It likes to wobble, and it developed on the last flight a rather disconcerting desire to buck and bronc, like a particularly stubborn horse.
There we go.
And there's his second stage firing.
And watch the first stage just tumble away.
Ever so slowly into the drink we go.
Hopefully that thing doesn't land on my Space Center.
I'm not even going to try to continue that song, and I apologize if I just made ears bleed, cats yowl, and dogs howl for my blood.
Now, talk about insult to injury if that thing landed on the Space Center.
that you would be shaking your head.
I did start moving downrange, so it should hit the water, and I lost sight of it. Nope, never mind, there it is.
Slowly.
So let's tilt ourselves a little more as our apogee pushes out beyond the barrier of the atmosphere.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, the obligatory, I do apologize for the sounds of my keyboard and my chair. They make noise, they like to make noise, and my chair apparently likes to make noise when I breathe now.
Well, they can't hear you over the sound of the engines anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm also not typing either, so...
Now let's see if I can actually get a first apogee rendezvous. That would be very nice.
That would be spectacular flying, sir. Thank you for volunteering to be our test pilot this time. So we're actually out of the atmosphere now, yes?
As of right now, we are not.
We did back down.
But our apogee is. And we're... well, if I get the apogee up, I can just clip it. But I'm on slightly different course than ISS.
Well, I have a proposed modification to the orbital maneuvering tug for a later video. Include a reaction wheel if you can.
Yeah, I'd forgotten to add that. Well, I just need to shut off its thrusters once I get the bay doors open.
That was the major problem we realized on the blooper clip, as it were. Notice the air quotes, is that his tug's thrusters were firing every single time, and for whatever reason, it would not let him switch those off initially.
I think the main vehicle will draw fuel from that as well. Up. I'm out of fuel on the orbital stage.
It worked.
And now we see our main vehicle, a wingless orbital cargo truck.
The wingless wonder, as I called it last time. Go, 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 go!
Okay, let's see if I can get this separation down.
You're gonna... You're actually on course for a rendezvous right within the next few minutes, it looks like.
Just about. I'm gonna come up below it.
It's gonna be close.
I'll be within
but
sight.
I have every confidence that you can manage this feat.
Where is
So
it?
let's pop.
Oh, I think I have. Ah, there we are. Directly
So
overhead.
let's pop our bay doors and pop our wings.
And here we have what we plan to attach to the station. Node 3 with a cupola module. A docking node for a Soyuz that will go on the Russian side. And our construction truck.
Our
disable
maneuvering.
RCS.
Our maneuvering tug. Disable its fuel transfer function for the moment.
Oh, you know, that works too.
Yeah, keep the thrusters off and disable the transfer while you're at it.
Disable crossfeed.
So that was the other problem we ran into.
I don't think I'll be able to get to all of its RCSs.
Also, your wings are still tucked in.
Oh, poodle do.
For whatever reason, this vehicle is finicky. It would not let him pop the wings while the doors were shut.
And these wings are basically what you'd see on the side of Skylab.
Yeah, they're not of the retractable, repeatedly designed like the massive sails on the ISS are, and even that didn't work 100% perfectly.
Oops. I'm aiming
On
in the wrong direction.
On a previous episode of Radio Odyssey, I do believe we covered this. The solar arrays, they had to retract the arrays when they were getting ready to move the truss structure to its permanent position. The retraction went smoothly. The relocation and reattachment went smoothly. But the redeployment of the solar wing, not so much. It slipped the guide wire and tore between several segments. So they had to put together a fix-it kit of things commonly found on the station that they know on the ground they have access to up on the station. And then they had to connect an extension boom to the station's remote manipulator. And they had to get the tallest man on the station out on the arm, out on the end of that massive arm, and maneuver him into position. Now, here's the electrifying part.
Electrifying.
These arrays are constantly pulling power. They're generating it. Can't switch them off. That's high voltage current. If he touches and grounds, game over. Operation style.
So we got within 8 kilometers, canceling out our relative velocity. And it looks like we're going to have about 60% fuel, or 70, more or less.
That's better than last time. Anywho, they devised a series of straps to affix to this solar sail at the damaged sections. This solar array sail. It's honestly, it's big enough to count not as a wing, but as a sail. And the entire point of these straps was to take the load so that the wing could be extended to full tension. As at the time, they've got the shuttle dock. You can't undock with those wings at anything less than full tension, as the wings will flap, and that will translate back into the structure of the station proper and do a lot of damage.
You mean like we saw the station flipping during the last video?
Yes, exactly.
Or
like
during our outtake video, which you will not see.
They fixed the array. It's still up there because it was either fix it or toss away. How expensive is that array? $1 billion piece of equipment?
Pretty darn expensive.
They couldn't exactly ship another one up. I mean, I suppose they could have if they'd had more time and could have negotiated for another flight or two of the shuttle.
I call it a PDP. Pretty damn pricey.
Yeah. But the long and short of it, they fixed the problem.
Okay, I'm on course to maneuver with a separation of 0.3 kilometers. I will only be about 1/4 ahead from my launch center, but so this is actually a successful first apogee rendezvous.
Very good. Also, yesterday's episode of NASA's Unexplained Files, I do believe it is. I could be wrong. I'm going to mute my TV here.
I don't have that channel.
He's been catching the episodes.
I've been trying to. I don't get down to the TV enough to turn on demand.
Tuesday, scroll down. Yes, NASA's Unexplained Files. It turns out they had a incident with a Soyuz docked to the station.
To ISS or Mir?
To ISS, one of many mysterious computer-related glitches. The rockets on the Soyuz fired and pushed the station into a higher orbit.
Now, did the station suffer any structural instability?
No, they were able to address the altered orbit in short order, but this is just one of many mysterious, note the air quotes, computer glitches. They had an ammonia alarm go off on the American side either, as well. And
we're about to come into view here. There he is.
The testing revealed no ammonia. It's another computer glitch.
Well, they've had computer glitches all the way back to Mercury.
No, this is more serious.
Well, I don't know. Your computer telling you your landing bag is deployed and thinking you have to keep the retro package on to restrain your heat shield. I'd like to think that's pretty darn serious.
And these problems started after installation and testing of brand new communications equipment at the time. So, long and short of it is somebody hacked the space station.
Wait, are you serious?
Dead serious.
Somebody hacked the station?
Yes.
That I didn't ever heard about. Oh my god.
They also had a theft of a unencrypted NASA laptop, which the station communicates on through specific portals, network, and whatnot. And really, literally, the only way you're going to get into the NASA network is on NASA computer hardware. So that laptop went missing. Shortly afterwards, the station was hacked.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they have since tightened and increased their security.
Well, I should hope so.
And consider for a moment here, everything on that station is computer controlled. Life support, electrical, water, everything. And when those Soyuzes are docked, the Soyuzes are controlled via the computers on the station.
Okay, we're not getting the best view of
this
big wings, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's so very hard to do that. And you're going a little high.
No, I need to come alongside before I kill the rest of that velocity. And there we see our last docking, the ATV, otherwise known as the X-Wing.
Mm-hmm. And that right there is why I suggested pulling in the ancillary arrays, because your angle is... You said we weren't coming in from that direction.
We're not. I'm not gonna... Well, I mean, I can come in from above, and I'm gonna totally miss them. Which is actually what I'm gonna do. So I'll basically be doing a flyover pass of our station. My docking node, or my construction truck, I guess we call it, is still shooting its thrusters.
Not as many as could be. Remember, for God's sakes, turn the thrusters back on when you're actually ready to use the ruddy thing.
Yeah, and disable RCS port on the Apollo side.
Because again,
don't let me forget. Don't let me forget to refuel the darn thing.
I could be a right now and say it right now, but I won't.
Okay, so I'm actually going to come at this thing blunt end first. So I'll have my nose at the proper docking port.
This will also give him a good deal of control over his approach speed as well.
Yep. I mean, approach speed wasn't the problem. The docking originally was just fine. It's just trying to move the whole station with it connected was a dumb idea. Okay, this thing likes to wobble. Okay. Let's hold it there.
This thing likes to wobble, it likes to roll, it likes to buck and bronk. It even tried to flip with the station still attached.
Alright, let's scoot upwards so we come up from above. How far are we? We are about 250 meters away.
A lot closer than the last time, I think.
Well, I don't know. At least last time I came in the proper direction. But you know what? Whatever.
Hey, if it works. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Oh, almost.
What are you doing?
Trying to reach for something and knocking something else off over in the process.
Well, that's how it goes.
Isn't that the truth?
Okay, let's aim for the goal post here, so to speak.
Yeah, for the field goal, are we?
Yep. Distance 210 meters.
Did we see the movie 2012 by any chance?
No. I avoided that one.
Yeah, I have the computer voice reciting distance to target in my head right now.
Well, it's better than having the mother computer voice from Alien doing a countdown.
Don't get me started on Mother.
Mother, I've turned the cooling unit back on! Mother!
The mechanism had just slid in when the countdown ran out, and I maintain to this day that computer deliberately refused to acknowledge that mechanism had just slid into place.
Well, the thing is, from what I understand, you shut off the cooling units of the engines and the power source. So there is a defined amount of time before it reaches critical mass, and by that 5-minute period, the last bit of redundant control fails. So even if you turn the cooling unit back on, you've already damaged your engines to critical, and there's no way to fix it. Because if you listen carefully, there is a standard alarm, which was the alarm of the destruct being triggered, but as the 1 minute to failsafe countdown started, there were some other alarms that were going off that almost sounded like something you'd hear in a nuclear reactor, which is telling me that it was the engines going critical and signaling that they were about to fail. So once that 5-minute hits and they fail completely, you're screwed. Now this is just me going off of sound effects and like personal, hey, what if? But it makes sense to me.
Agreed, very much agreed.
I mean, heck, we can blame the computer for being vindictive. We thought Hal was vindictive in 2001, but he was just interpreting his orders as best he could.
Yeah, they gave him conflicting orders and he went off the reservation about it. And now you're coming at it from side on, almost.
Yeah, I am. When I get closer, I'm gonna scoot around and...
I take it that our initial approach vector went sideways.
Yep. And you're like under your table or something.
Oh, I'm still paying attention.
No, I mean, I saw you like ducking down as your voice did this.
Me trying to fix something with tweezers again, and failing again. You'd think I'd learn by this point in time.
Yeah, be careful with tweezers.
No, that I could actually fix it with tweezers. Never mind using tweezers.
And there is our beautiful station.
Also, interesting little bit of trivia for you, K1. You know those medicine bottles you get from the pharmacy, those ones that you can like wrap your entire hand around. They're long, but they're thin.
I think so.
It is actually possible to stick so many curled up bills in the ruddy thing that you fill the container and actually have a hard time getting them back out again.
Don't do that.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have more ones than you ever want to see.
Trade some of those ones for 20s, darn it.
I've been asking. Nobody has any big bills. And I don't want to go across the street to the store just to do that.
Now, I'm noticing this this massive cargo truck I built is almost as long as my station.
Oh my god, that's...
It's a little big. So I'm gonna line up with its center line. I'm still enough above so I don't bump in anything.
I'm not even gonna ask about the fuel because I have a feeling I don't want to know.
Monopropellant, I'm at about 85%.
That's better than you had last time.
Yeah.
And how much did you have last time? Like what? 43?
50.
That was close.
I'm gonna run out of daylight, but I'm gonna go ahead and dock before it runs out.
Yeah, he's gonna dock, but he's not gonna try any fancy maneuvering tricks with that tug.
No.
Not even if he had proper spotting formation lamps on it and everything.
You know, I forgot to put lights on it. And we just made that comment last time.
Come here, you.
Ow, ow, ow.
I respectfully suggest that the next module that we set up have some kind of a lighting structure on it at the very least, so you can sight where the station is, you see the light, and you know roughly where the rest of the station is.
Yeah, the perfect spot for it would have been on the docking node.
You can fit a collar on it that's got lights on it, and it'll still function as a proper docking node.
Although I think the standard Soyuz and Progress have lights of their own. Heck, there might already be station lights built into the station module, so once we get into darkness, we'll turn them on.
I'm hoping that the Apollo has lights on it at the very least, although I'm not holding my breath on that.
Okay, I'm lined up with the center line here.
Tilt to your right from the perspective of the cockpit ever so slightly. There we go.
And back we go.
Yeah, I was tilting my head and looking at that and noticing you were a hair off angle wise. And is it me or are those arrays actually functioning properly on this attempt?
Which ones?
The big solar sail arrays rotating independent of the station rather than the entire thing moving with it.
Well, they do that normally, but where it has a problem is right about here, just ahead of the wings. It's supposed to rotate the whole structure at that point. So these wings will not always be up and down. They'll like rotate around. So the length can stay perpendicular to the Earth, but there's no real way to make that work in game.
So naturally, the entire station goes along for the ride.
It would if they were actually made to do that, which they're not.
Now, my next question: are we going to get the feathered wings on a pole structure up next as well?
I don't know. I might do that. Well, first thing I'm going to have to do after I get these modules on is send up some more resupply, because I want to ditch this module down here. which I can't target at the moment. The orange one, which is supposed to be a resupply module of itself, but I plunked it on the bottom to give some kind of counterweight, so I'd have the center of mass where I attached the booster.
Counterbalance.
Yeah. Hello. I saw that look on your face. He is doing the most epic facepalm and finger gesture.
On that note, so I don't get yelled at because we do this from home, I am going to have to go eat my food and miss the rest of this video.
Well, just be quick. I'll provide some commentary from here on. Apologize to me for me.
I am so very sorry. This was not planned.
Oh no! I don't mean apologize to me. I mean apologize to the parental unit for me.
Oh, it's no problem. But I will do so anyways. That said, let's try not to book full the station and supply truck this time, shall we?
I will do my best.
I'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, and I will catch this recording. And who knows? Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll comment on it during an episode of Radio Odyssey or something. We'll watch it on a future episode, and I can provide my commentary then.
Perhaps.
Back shortly.
So as Raiderman goes off for his food run, generally it's just me doing these videos anyway, so to have him for even part of it is good, and it got through some of the more, shall we say, dull rendezvous parts. And so I've got to maneuver my way around and line up with that docking node. And I may or may not do the whole module moving bit on this video. We will see what we have as I line myself up and move in. This time I've also included some docking struts, so when we connect, we can at least keep somewhat stable. Because we really do not want to see the station break at its docking connection again. That was not fun. So I replaced the standard Apollo docking node in the front with the universal node that we generally see on the shuttle. Since I don't have a shuttle, I obviously can't do that. And I can make a shuttle, I just can't make a working remote arm, which is what makes a shuttle work. As we move in and gently kiss our station, there we are. And let's get some of these attached before things break. Or do I have anything to attach to? Oh, Stocko, I don't. Let's see, maybe I can link that to... That works. Thankfully, I mean, these are mod parts. It is the docking strut. You just click one and then click the other, and then you can lock. It is a bit of a cheat, perhaps, but well worth it. Obstructed. Okay, I can't... But I think that should be good enough to hold us temporarily stable for now. Now, I don't know if he's back yet to remind me, but I reminded myself, refuel the node.
Turn on your thrusters, and no, I'm not back. I'm just starting the broadcaster.
Aha.
Yes, I am going to air a pre-recorded show for Live Drive hosted by Tech and Arashi every Monday at 6 p.m. to 9, 10. I need to look at the schedule again.
Whenever it's done.
Okay, shut that. Come over here, click this.
So let's get some monoprop back in here. We can see this center module is still way over 900, so there is a lot of fuel to play with. So I may be able to do some station resupply and indeed get this gold module off and re-entered, so I can free up that port to add some modules. Where shall I put node 3? I think I'm actually going to put it underneath Unity.
Looking real good, and I'm back to my dinner.
Alright.
Do me a favor, if I'm still gone while you're doing that, hop over to tuning real quick.
When I get the chance.
Thank you. Looking mighty snazzy.
And refuel these tanks. And so I will have my substitute for a remote arm in the person of this little connector vehicle. Whoopsie! Don't do that. I accidentally hit the throttle increase button. Okay, wait for the station to stop flipping. So disconnect at... Okay, stop moving. Stop moving. Whew, okay. I don't really have any struts on the central truss, so I can't adequately control it if it's flipping. Decouple node, okay. Switch target to U. Control from here. Alrighty. You are now operable. So let's arm this grappler and get myself lined up with this docking port here. So I need to go down, I think. Yep. And over. Whoopsie. Come on. Center that. I'd like to hit it dead center if I can. Okay. We got you captured fairly center. Now, should I put it above the station or below? I think I'm actually going to put it below. So I can put extra modules on top. Why? Come on, turn that off. Get off. Get off of that. So I can put extra modules on the top and not have to worry about maneuvering around them. But I'm passing into darkness, so I'm going to let time do its thing. As I turn on some lights here. We have no lights. Okay, I totally forgot the sun was going down. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. American Idol I am not. And I'll try to refrain from busting anyone's eardrums with my singing. Here we go. Well, okay, after this one song. Here comes the sun. I'm done. Okay, so it is time to disconnect this little node here. Come on, click it. There we go. Decouple node. And switch target. Control from here and back away slowly. Yes. So we have a male docking probe to connect to one of the standard Russian module nodes. Now this thing no longer has a good center of thrust, so I'm going to have to be careful maneuvering it. And so power won't be an issue as soon as I get myself out of the payload bay here. Extend some solar panels. So, with this grapple arm on it, I can theoretically move anything that I'll need to. Within reason, of course. I can't move the whole truss section because this little thing doesn't have the thrust to make it work. Or even possible. So let's give some lateral motion, and then I can come up from behind. Kill our vertical motion. Yeah, this thing is wanting to compensate so much that it cancels out my motion. There we go. Ideally, we would have a remote arm to do this for us, but so far we haven't had a functional remote arm. The last time we had a remote arm that worked, I think that was during version 0.8, in which unfortunately when they updated, anything that had an arm on it got removed because it was incompatible. So hopefully at some point with upcoming versions of Kerbal, they will either have a stock remote arm or some modders will create one that will work properly. So let's start moving my way down. Yeah, those thrusters love to kick to counteract the wobble, but don't realize they're counteracting my motion in the process. And if the station did have its own remote arm, it would be in the center of the truss here. You see there's a sort of connecting module. This is actually designed to slide back and forth along this center section. So if they need to do anything with the panels, or like when they moved them in place, they would slide across and use the arm to plunk it on there. But since we don't have the proper docking fixtures to make that happen and can't really weld in the game, I couldn't make that work either. Which is why I had to put the whole darn structure in and all up. Which was an adventure. Okay, why do you keep moving back? There we go. Yeah, it's the problem with being top heavy. But I've got plenty of monoprop, so I don't have to worry about running out of fuel anytime soon. The only reason I ran out of fuel while flying is because the whole vehicle here was drawing fuel from its tanks. So you want to be careful when you're putting a maneuvering module into orbit. You want to make sure you fuel it after you've gotten to where you need to, so you don't undock it empty, which I've done many times. And you also want to make sure you disable the cross-feed with the docking port. And we see we have another docking port on the back here, so that way when I'm done using the vehicle to move stuff, I can connect it to any one of these and keep it standing by. Okay, we are now making our way under the central truss. Let's kill our downward motion here. We want that to go just underneath the node in the Zvezda module, which is also called the service module, which is basically the same module as the or it's part of the Salyut family, the DOS stations, DOS, Durable Orbital Station, or Durable Orbiting Station. But it's also the same thing that, or the same basic design of all of the Salyut stations, as well as the core module of Mir. As the service module of ISS, it's only supposed to have 2 docking ports on it, but I went ahead and put ports on all 4 sides. So that way I can further expand the station beyond what real life has it. Because I'm adventurous like that. I like to build things. As we've noted by previous Space Station K1 videos and Facebook posts of station building, I think this would be about the 5th or 6th time I've tried to build a large structure. But me in my geekdom, I like to keep things historical if possible. So I'm going to start moving to the left here while we're at it, so I can line up with that port, which managed to cancel out my forward motion. I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. And then I'm going to tilt. Wow. Okay. A little more downward. Forward again. Yeah, not exactly nimble. I mean, nimble, but not, like, centered. Okay. I think we are in proper position, at least. And then we can cancel that out. Okay, and I think I'm moving back now. Yes, I am. Because some of these thrusters are at such an angle that when you use them, they make you move in a way you don't want to. Like that. At least I'll have a nice long approach. Then I can cancel some of that out. So this is one of the, I'm forgetting the name of these modules, but these are the standard modules that extend top and bottom from this node on ISS that they use to dock Soyuzes with. I'm only going to put one because I think I'm going to put the Mir Spectre module up top there. I'm tilting the wrong way. Okay. Cancel that motion out. Cancel that motion out. Okay. Start moving forward so we can get our approach angle in the proper... Wow. Come on. Stop moving away. Start moving toward. I think I'm going to have to overcompensate just a little to make this work. Okay. Control from here. Move forward. My goodness. See, when you have a unbalanced vehicle, it's a bit tougher to get what you want. There we go. Okay, forward again. Come on. Get in there.
Creep, 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 creep,
Hello. Almost
Sorry about that timing.
Well, mothers and dinner time are not always kind.
That module there has wings on it. I didn't see those.
Yeah, the solar wings.
I didn't see those when it was in the bay.
Well, because they weren't extended when they were in the bay.
They're still not extended, but I can tell they're there now.
Ah. This thing is fighting me all the way.
It's top heavy.
Yeah.
It's working. It's just going to take you a little more work than you thought it would, and a little more work than I thought. About how much of an offset for a proper dead-on docking can that port handle?
Well, we're going to find out. Whoops.
Overcorrecting. There we go. Over, a little more.
Back up.
Oh my... I have in my head visions of the stupid grabber claw game right now.
Ah, jeez.
You know, the one where you can sink $5, $10, sometimes $20 in just to get a stupid stuffed animal at the boardwalk?
Yeah.
Do me a favor, give me a top-down orientation, please, real quick before you start moving in.
No, I'm too far to the right. I'm going to control from here again. Ah.
And yes, I have shifted positions. My chair is not helping my back at the moment. Also, if I abruptly sound a little stoned, that's my medication kicking in.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, the last couple days have not been good to my back.
Okay, this is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Thankfully, we've got plenty of fuel.
I know, right? For the addition of later modules, may I suggest putting thrusters on those modules?
I've got an idea. If I disable on the bottom...
That might help.
I'm going to need one set just for forward motion.
Alright, let's see if it helps the off balance.
Alright, I'm almost centered here.
You give it a feather to the side. That's better. Not perfect, but it's better. By the way, I had a rather delicious cheeseburger for dinner tonight.
Awesome.
And that leads to mind another question, and it's waddling in. Do they have cheeseburgers on the International Space Station?
It depends on if their family sends them up some.
And of course, if it passes the NASA food screening procedures too?
I would assume so. I do know there was a video tour of ISS in which the person conducting the tour showed off the fluffernutter, or the fluff that their family brought. Ah, jeez. Come on.
Well, I can at the very least say we safely got the tug up at the very minimum.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to turn it. Oops. Not tilt it. I had my hand in the wrong position. I'm going to turn it toward the docking port, just line up, and then let the port move my tug however it may.
So even if the off-center, you're going to hope that the magnetics capture it.
Yeah.
Okay, almost, come on, feather it. Oh boy. We seem to be going from one extreme to the other with this thing today.
Yeah. Come on, darn it. See, it's counter thrust is what's throwing me off. Come on, stop tilting the other way. Whoops, wrong button.
Ah!
Okay, I think I'm in proper momentum to make it work. I'm angled weird, but I don't care.
Slow.
Slowing. Come on. Lock it. Reaction wheels off. Come on.
Sorry.
Come on. Do it.
It wants to. I can see it trying.
It just needs... There we go. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so lessons learned on this flight. We have learned we need thrusters on the modules as well.
Yes. We need a working remote arm. That is what we need.
But we can compensate by putting thrusters on the modules, and oh my god, you still got the other module to deal with.
I'm going to save that for the next video. For now, I'm just going to take Jeb out on a run, because I've also noticed a good way to get struts connected without having to worry about camera angle is just get my Kerbal knot close and do it that way.
Thought the copula has way less mass than the modules. Is it possible you could tug the copula off of the universal in there and dock that?
Well, yeah, the copula is easy enough to maneuver, and I think the node has less weight. I don't think the node has less weight.
Because I was wondering, is it possible we could stick the copula on top of the node that we're passing right now, just to say we dock the ruddy thing?
I'm actually going to move a... I'll move them together as one.
Okay. It was just a thought.
So I'm going to EVA out, connect the things here.
Disengage it.
And then cut it there, because we've used way too much time just trying to get this thing docked.
And probably more fuel than you want to use.
You'd be surprised how little fuel it actually used. Do I have any
wow.
lights? I do have lights. Only on the Kerbal knot, though.
I'm seeing it going this way, that way, and then it gets in close enough for the magnetics, and then it's shaking. Whoa. And I'm like, okay, it wants to. It really does.
Okay, link you to you. Boom. And then do the same over here. So I can actually do work outside the station. Look at that.
Woohoo!
There's actually a benefit to getting out.
Oh yeah.
Link to you. Oh, obstructed by all fudge nuggets. Whoops.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it via the automatics, it looks.
Okay, abort that link. Maybe it'll work the other way. Link to... Whoops. Getting closer. Obstructed by mere... Damn! Okay, well there is no obstruction, but it thinks there's an obstruction. But we've got one latch. Oh, wait. Let's just do these others then. Because this... Oh, I have to...
Is it possible you were clicking on the wrong thing?
No. Okay, link you to you. Obstructed. How are you obstructed? Okay. Well... Staka. That's okay. That's okay, because this module is connected to this module, and this module is connected to this module. So as long as I keep them steady, it should be okay. And this thing's not going to hold any more weight than the weight of a Soyuz.
Yeah, it's only going to have one other thing docked to it in the first place, so...
So I'm going to get Jeb back on board his command module, and then we'll call it for now.
And then we can retrofit the other modules with thrusters while we're not recording. So we can find new and more interesting ways of blowing ourselves up.
Yeah.
Yes, Elon Musk, we are still on about that rocket landing on the barge.
Rapid unscheduled disassembly. Okay, I think I'm going to end it by taking that module down like I said I was going to.
Back to Earth?
Yep.
Deorbit or landing?
Deorbit.
Detach, kick it away, and home we go.
Oops. Wrong way. Grab. Whoops. And board. Okay. So, as of now, the tug has a pretty good amount of fuel in it. I'm going to waste these side modules.
Just to give that counterbalance module enough fuel to kick itself loose.
Actually, I'll just do it from there. Darn it. Zoom out. There we go. This
And
thing's
then-
in the way. There.
And then I'm going to assume that you're going to transfer the lion's share of what's left of the fuel for the cargo truck over, while keeping enough to dispose of it.
Okay, that's all I need. All I gotta do is deorbit this little thing, because I don't want it there anymore. So, decouple node. And, whoops, wrong button.
K1!
Yay! And this, as I said, is one of the various cargo trucks that go up to the International Space Station. I'm blanking on the name, though. I think it will tell me. Oh, HTV. So while we deorbit this thing, Raider, why don't you make yourself useful?
And do what?
Tell us, what is the ATV?
It is a over-glorified freight truck.
Okay, I mean, like, activate your Google Foo and give us some info.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to assume it's Cygnus ATV.
Possibly. I guess just say ISS, ATV, something like that.
Waiting for Google to load. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Cygnus ATV or no?
HTV. This thing is called HTV. As you watch our station disappear with its long truck thing attached to it.
Google Foo being stupid.
Your Google Foo is not strong.
HTV-1 with all the solar arrays around it.
Yep.
This is manufactured by the Japanese Space Agency, JAXA. It's labeled as HTV-1, or the HTV Technology Demonstration Vehicle, unmanned cargo spacecraft carrying a mixture of pressurized and unpressurized cargo to the space station. It's covered in that gold reflective mylar.
Mylar.
With solar arrays literally stapled all around it, all over. And scrolling down because my page just went sideways on me. It was launched on the maiden flight of the H-2B carrier rocket. I'm assuming they elected to use Roman numerals on that, but with the Japanese, I can't say for sure. Take it at face value as the uneducated opinion of a American heathen. They grappled it with the robot arm when it was near enough to approach, and they linked it in. I don't know if they have fired off any more of these HTVs.
So we've only really had one.
Yeah. The rocket, on the other hand, H2B, how many stages? 2 stages. Total launches 5, successes 5, first flight 10 September 2009. Notable payloads, the H2 transfer vehicle. I'm looking at this thing and clunky.
Well, that's pretty much the standard.
I believe it's one of their first launchers, so it's not going to look graceful. But I could be wrong. I admit, I could be wrong. This is the Japanese we're talking about, and I mean no disrespect whatsoever to the Japanese because they know how to do electronics.
Yeah, and this is the Japanese we're talking about. You'd think they would have their own space program, or their own manned space program, but they don't, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we're right over the space center.
Yeah, let's not try to lawn dart right on top of our space center with that, shall we, please?
We don't have nearly enough fuel.
Yeah, well, Murphy clearly came out to cheer us on this one today.
No, there's no way Murphy can get this thing to drop straight down on the space center.
I meant with docking the first module like that, Murphy clearly came out to cheer us on.
As we take this thing to do a nosedive into the atmosphere.
And it's going to belly flop.
Let's see if we can get it to burn up. I doubt it.
So we have things like the ATV, the HTV. We've had the Dragon supply spacecraft. I understand they're making a human-rated Dragon 2 space capsule for local transit to the space station directly.
Eventually, you'd think.
We've got all kinds of civilian contractors who are doing this out of their own pocket from scratch, and they're learning how to do it. And they're doing a real great job of it, too.
I think whoever built these mod modules made them so they don't heat up and blow up.
Splash!
And as we go back to our science center, that is where we're going to cut it off for now. We might have run a little long. I don't know if we hit an hour, but it feels like it.
It would surprise me as that thing was fighting you the entire approach to dock to the station. That module was.
So next time I'm going to try and move the Node 3 with the cupola onto the station, and then take my truck back down with the Apollo module and save my Kerbals to a safe landing.
I guarantee you that that Node 3 is going to fight you, so hopefully for successive launches with the orbital cargo truck, he will be ferrying up modules that have thrusters on them, which will help prevent the off-centered thrust of the cargo tug itself. Hopefully.
We will see what happens. For now, this is K1 and Raiderman with our expanding the International Space Station without a shuttle.
Kerbal Odyssey!
See you next time.